Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the best credit repair channel. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about some medical debt. So we're going to get a little deep on some medical debt. The next video is definitely going to be talking about strategies against collection accounts to get them off your credit report. But today, we're going to be talking about medical debt. And we're going to go a little bit in a different direction when we talk about medical debt. So let's get into it. But first, please like, subscribe, and share the channel. This is definitely some valuable information that we should be spreading out to everyone. So please like, subscribe, please share the video, and let's get into it. The NCLC, which is the National Consumer Law Center, says this: medical debt harms tens of millions of consumers, with nearly 1 in 6 Americans contacted by a debt collector over a healthcare bill, and 21% of residents in mainly non-white zip codes with at least one medical debt in collection on their credit report. 59% of bankruptcies are believe that medical debt was a major contributor to them filing bankruptcy. 52% of collection items on credit reports are from medical debt. And we're going to get deep into a consumer problem and state legislative solutions. So we're going to try to get in that. But first, let's understand that as of April the 11th of 2023, this year, medical debt under $500 cannot be reported on your credit report. If it is, simple fix: dispute the medical debt. Say, hey, this medical debt is reported on my credit report, and no medical debt under $500 can be reported on my credit report based on what Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax have all put out. You shouldn't have a problem getting that deleted off your credit report. Anything $500 or more can report on your credit report. And in another video, we're going to talk about some strategies, but not in this video. In some other videos, we're going to talk about some strategies to get these collection accounts off your credit report. Some strong strategies. So let's go into what are the things you could do, or what kind of help is out there for you with medical debt. Now, medical assistance programs, sometimes called charity care, provide free and discounted health care to people who need help paying their medical bills. This program may help patients who do not have medical and patients who have insurance but are underinsured. These programs may be provided by your medical care provider, your state. Additionally, there are non-profit organizations or advocacy groups that could help you. The Affordable Cares Act, the ACA, requires hospitals with 501s nonprofit status to provide free or discounted health care. Hospitals are required to have a written financial assistance policy, which is a FAP, and a written emergency medical care policy. These policies should be widely publicized. For example, a suspicious writing notice on a bill statement and a public display, and must include specific information such as eligibility criteria for financial assistance, and rather the care is free or discounted based on calculating amounts that you charge. How do you apply? As part of the hospital intake or discharge process, the hospital must offer you a paper copy of a plan language summary of the FAP. The summary must include a brief description of the eligibility requirements and assistance offered under the FAP, a brief summary on how to apply for assistance under the FAP, A direct website address or URL and physical location where the individual can obtain copies of the FAP and FAP application form. Instructions on how the individual can obtain a free copy of the FAP and FAP's application form by mail. Steps to ask about financial assistance or charity care. As a copy of the hospital FAP in front, by law, the policy must be provided free of charge and explain how to apply for help. In communities with significant limited English proficiency population, a hospital may be required to translate documents into the primary language of these communities. So there is help out there, but mind you, what they're looking at is where are you at on the poverty level, right? Where are you at on the poverty level? And we're gonna dig a little deeper into this. So low income consumers cannot access health care. This is a consumer problem. What does the state legislative solution? Requires the FAP to provide free care to consumers below 200% of the federal poverty level. So if you don't have a job, you're struggling really bad, you're only making an X amount of dollars, based on the poverty level, you may be eligible for free health care. That is required, especially for, like I said, nonprofit status healthcare providers, right? Another consumer problem. Consumer income, mid-income consumers cannot access healthcare. They require the FAPs to provide discounted care between 200% and 600% of the federal poverty level. Consumers, another consumer problem. Consumer who should qualify for aid are falling into debt. Required healthcare providers to screen for FAP eligibility and provide notice of programs in billing and collection communication. So, if you're being a debt collector, it's coming after you. They must provide the consumer with information to require healthcare provided to screen for FAP eligibility and provide notice of programs in billing and collection communication. So if the collection agency is communicating with you, you don't make that much money. They probably consider yourself in poverty. Those communications with the collection name must provide this information to you. It is required by law. If they're not, then you definitely can get this stuff removed from your credit report or even sue the collection agency for not providing information under the law, right? Another consumer problem. Patients fall into debt because they receive care from a nonprofit hospital or a healthcare provider not required to have a FAP. Expand FAP coverage beyond nonprofit to a broader range of healthcare providers, including for nonprofit hospitals. Right? So there is an expanded FAP. You need to be looking and ask those questions, especially if you know you're struggling with medical debt. You're having a hard time paying these medical bills. Another consumer problem. Insured consumers are falling into medical debt because they are uninsured. Require FAPs to cover insured patients as well as uninsured patients. Healthcare providers and their debt collectors violating laws related to FAPs. Give consumers the right to enforce state and federal laws about FAPs in court, meaning you can take these collection companies to court if they're not providing information of FPAs, right? Not financial assistance policies. They're not providing you these financial assistance policies, these collection agencies. So be mindful of that. If you're at a certain level of income or poverty level, it is help out there for you. So be mindful that there is help. You just got to know, where do I look for the help, right? You have to ask those questions. Is it emergency? You know, you don't have money for medical. Do they have a financial assistance program? You must ask. Now, if you go to a private hospital, they're not going to have that. They are for profit only. But a nonprofit hospital, hopefully everybody has one in their area. Ask for those hospitals. Ask if they have a financial assistance program. So now let's shift over to your credit report. You have medical debt on your credit report. Now, there's some things you definitely need to be asking for, right? Especially even if you're insured. Well, a lot of people don't ask these questions. I don't ask, hey, can I get an EOB? Is an explanation of benefits. It tells you what the insurance, how much was the care, what you were seen for, how much your insurance paid, and what is owed to you. So you know. What people don't realize is that there are certain steps that hospitals must insert, and you have to look it up in your state. They have a time span when they have to submit information to the insurance company. Maybe they didn't submit it in time, and your insurance company, based on what they're required to have in their office at a certain time from the hospital, may deny your coverage because the medical facility did not submit your information to the insurance in time. Now, the hospital is not going to turn around and just pay the bill, right? They're going to send it over to a collection agency because as consumers, we may not be educated. And then we're looking at a bill. Why do I have this bill? I was covered. I had insurance. That's why you definitely want to get your EOB. You may get that EOB from the hospital and your insurance didn't cover anything. Now you need to be asking questions. How did I receive a bill? I was insured. Did you not submit the paperwork in time? Right? And there is criteria on when certain insurance companies are required to have information in their office. It may be 21 days, it may be 10 days, it may be 30 days. But whatever that requirement is has to be in their office. If not, they could, I'm not saying they always will, but they could deny coverage. And you're stuck with the entire bill when it was not your fault. It was the medical facility or where you went to go get seen fault that they didn't submit, or they submitted the wrong information and then it came back. It could be a lot of issues with that. Could have came back. They didn't submit it in time. They didn't resubmit it in time. The insurance denied the coverage. So you have to be asking all those questions when it comes to your medical debt. Some of the key things you need to be looking at on your credit report: date of last activity. Well, a lot of people now, I'm not saying this stuff gets deleted from date of last activity, but it also, at least it will let you know that there's something going on with this account that is wrong. Or the credit bureaus are moving dates when there actually was no activity on this account. Maybe just because you disputed it and they changed the activity. And that's how you can catch the credit bureaus just moving stuff around, but not doing actual investigations on the account. There are 3 reasons why a date of last activity should move. It should move if the consumer made a payment. That is activity on that account. A consumer missed a payment. That is activity because you were scheduled to make a payment and you didn't, and they reported that you missed the payment. And then that, or the balance of the account increase, right? Increase, meaning there was interest applied, late fee applied, that means there were activity that happened on that account that changed that account. Those are the only reasons why your date of last activity should change. If none of those things happen, that date should not move. And in that way, you need to be looking. That's why when you dispute, you should be looking at all the information. You should take a snapshot of that. They should be sending you what your credit report looked like before the dispute and what it looks like after the dispute. But you also should have a snapshot on what that account looked like before. And I mean every category: date open, date of last activity. Look at your payment history. Did they move something around or change okay to a 30-day or a 30-day to a 60-day? You need to look at every single bit of information and track what they're doing. A lot of people do not look at all the activity that's going on with their credit report. They don't look at some changes that the credit bureau has been making on you and you didn't even catch it. And it's stuff that you can tell that a proper investigation was not done. That is the fuel you use to get those things disputed or set the foundation to go and sue the credit bureaus and the creditor, right? So there's a lot of things you need to do when you do that. So look at that. We're going to be talking about some really strong dispute strategies in the next video coming up. But I did want to come to you and talk to you a little about medical debt. There's a lot of information on the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that can help you. Go to the NCLC, and there's a lot of information on there about medical debt, right? So listen, there's a vast amount of knowledge that we have access to. But I know sometimes we don't know where to look. Look at those things. Look at the medical debt. Do not let collection accounts damage your credit report. One of the easiest things to get off your credit report. Don't believe what a credit collection agency tells you. Yeah, we're going to delete it. We're going to talk about strategies to make sure they delete that account. A lot of people make mistakes and they go out and they say, well, I thought they were going to delete it. They said they was going to delete it, but all they did was just change it to 0. We're going to talk about some serious strategies to make sure that do not happen to you, that account gets deleted off your account. We're going to get back into charge-offs. We're going to talk about what are the best strategies for charge-offs. How do you get these charge-off accounts? And we're going to be talking about your FICO, how to look at your credit report, how to look at your score, how to raise your score, what you should put on your credit report. We're going to dig deep, and we're going to have some guests coming on here too to show how do I invest in myself? How do I continue to grow and invest in myself? So we're going to continue to do a lot of stuff. We're going to continue to grow this channel. Now, one other thing I want to talk about when it comes to medical debt. You have collection accounts that are sneaky and start charging interest on your medical debt. If that wasn't a part of the original agreement, whatever facility or whatever you did, they cannot charge you interest. If they're charging you interest, you need to be taking action against that collection agency. You need to dispute the account. You need to dispute the amount. You need to dispute it with the credit bureau. You need to dispute it with them. If they keep coming back saying this is what you owe, you went to the doctor and said, I don't remember signing anything to say interest could be charged on this. Take those collection agencies to court and the credit bureaus. Both of them. It's time to get paid. It's time to get paid. So understand what's at your hand. Understand that collection agencies also, and I meant to provide this to you, they also must have what they call, and let me put it on it because I took this note down because I want to make sure that I'm telling you the right information. Where is it at? I can't believe. Oh, here we go. So the one thing I want to tell you, collection agencies have to enter into a HIPAA, right, compliance business association agreement to collect any medical debt. They have to apply a HIPAA complaint business associate degree with the creditor prior to giving any public health information, which is PHI, right? They cannot. But you can challenge, because every person does not have access to your medical information. Everybody in the collection agency doesn't have access to your medical information. Only pertinent people, and all those people are not pertinent to your information, right? So you get Joe one day calling you and telling you about your medical debt and personal information, and we could do a video on what is PHI. And the next thing you know, Joe is calling you, telling you that information. And next, because they want to call you every day, you got different people every day explaining. You may have a case against them. See a consumer lawyer. That how do all these people have access to my public health information? This collection agency, I don't believe that they should be having this much. Talk to a consumer lawyer. They may be operating outside of having a business association agreement. So there's a lot of things that you got to understand when it comes to your credit. It's not just disputing. It's a lot of other things that are not in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, but are laws that could help you get those debts removed off your credit report. So that's my job here. Hopefully I bring a little value to this video about some medical debt. We're going to dig deep into medical debt. We're going to do a lot of other things on this channel. I told you I'm going to be spending more time getting more videos out. Today is Tuesday. I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got 6 more days. 6 more days on my job. And then I'll be operating my own franchise. 6 more days. Financial freedom. And I'm here to help y'all get there too. So we're going to be talking about credit building. We're going to be talking about how to build credit. We're going to talk about all that stuff. So I appreciate y'all. Hopefully this video bring y'all some value. I'm back and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to help y'all. So if y'all got any questions, look up in there. You can email me. I give free credit analysis. I do have a master dispute package, and I will help you with your credit if you need help. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm out.